Hi guys, so welcome to my YouTube channel dedicated to learning data science with Python, statistics, and data analysis. Today we are going to be looking at correlation coefficient. Now the correlation coefficient measures the strength between the relationships, of variables. And relationships of variables could be linear or non-linear. So just to get started, I'll explain this, right? So what it does is it's the measure of the strength. Am I spelling this correctly? The strength and direction. Strength and direction of a linear relationship. Between two variables. So it's variables have relationships. So if you have a data set, you want to find out relationship between two variables. Now the correlation coefficient gives you those values. Now the values range. Between -1 to 1. So there's going to be -1 to 1. Right. It's also important that I let you know what this means. Typically, these relationships have these ranges, and it's important that I state it. So here I let you know. So you see here, -1 indicates a perfect positive relationship, which means for one value that goes up, the corresponding value or the corresponding variable also goes up. And -1 indicates a perfect negative relationship, which means for a corresponding value that keeps going down, the other corresponding value, it just keeps going down. That's the relationship. And then there is 0, which indicates no relationship. Now I typically would want to explain this to you, so I'm just going to generate a simple data set. So I could explain all the going down and corresponding going down and all that. So so here is a simple data set. Now simple one, really nothing, and I'm going to be using a few things. I'm going to let me import the packages that would help me generate this simple data set, or maybe a simple/sample data set. Now here are the packages I'm going to be needing. NumPy for numerical Python as NP, and I'm going to be needing pandas and matplotlib and Seaborn. So here they are. So I have all this here. So I'm just going to run this so that it will be in my namespace, so that I'll have all this here. Now next thing, I'm going to generate I'm going to generate random data. So so this works. So I'll just generate a random data. So that's what I'm going to have here. Now I want to ensure that I create this random data and it can be reproducible. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use random.seed. It's like reproducible generator. So just every time, if I happen to do this over and over again, then it's going to work. Then I'm going to have x, which is, I'll use NumPy's random rand. Look at that, random dot rand, and you can see what it does. Like, it's random values in a given shape, and we're just going to generate numbers 100. So it's going to be, we're going to generate from, I think, 0 to 1. I typically think that's what it is, and so that it makes some sense, right? So that's what we're going to do, from 0s to 1, and it's going to be a uniform distribution, and it's stored as an array. Right, so next is we're going to have y and y is going to be, now we're going to create a relationship and add some little noise to it. So we're going to put 0.5 times x, which is this. So that means y is a function of x here. And then we're going to add mp the random dot normal. Now, if you must know, not numerical Python is such a powerful concept. So you can see here, it will draw random samples from a normal Gaussian distribution, and it has a scale, right? And so, and that typically lets us generate, we're going to generate a little bit of noise from a normal distribution, and it's going to have a mean, and it's going to have a mean and a standard deviation. So that's what we're going to add here. So going to be from 0, and it's going to have a mean of 0, and it's going to have a standard deviation of 0.05, and it's going to be 100. So that's what we have here. NumPy is such a classic stuff. I'm going to, as we proceed in this channel, I'm going to also introduce numerical Python, but here, just let's work with this. Now we have this, so if I run this, I think we have generated data. Just so you know, here we have this is what we've generated, right? And then here we have y, and you can see we've generated this, and these two, we're going to use them, and we're going to create a data frame. We already have pandas already, so I'll just call this data, and inside we have pd.dataframe that is used to create a data frame here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to create like a dictionary, and the first name is x, and x is going to have a value for x, right? And then I'll do the same thing for y, and y is going to have the value for the y that we created. And so now we have a data frame, and if I check my data, you can see what I have. So this is what we have. So I could just make it like the first 10 rows. Let me make it 10. So yes, look at that. So now the next thing we are going to do in the next video is I am going to create a scatter plot for us to visualize our relationship, our positive relationship, because that's what we're trying to create here, so that you see what correlation coefficient looks like, and then we'll go on to check out what the correlation, or calculate the correlation that we have, right? So jump in the next video and let's keep it going.